season last year. The block by Wemby. Butler knocked away. Wembanyama.
San Antonio run. Victor swats it away.
I agree. There's the block.
What if I told you Victor Wembanyama's greatest defensive weapon isn't his height? Sure, being 7'4" helps. Nobody's denying that. But that's not actually why NBA stars, guys who've been getting to the rim their entire lives, suddenly hesitate when they see him step in front of them. Here's what I'm going to do in this video. I'm going to show you the biggest mistake most players make on defense, the one that gets them dunked on or blown by every single time. And then I'm going to show you Wemby's actual secret, the one habit that makes him so dominant, and the crazy part is, almost any player can learn it. You don't need his wingspan. You just need to understand what he's really doing out there.
Johnson cutting, and blocked by Wembanyama, pinned it against the backboard.
Stick around because the secret comes at the end, and it's going to change how you watch defense forever. Let's kill the myth right now. Wemby is not just the tall guy who blocks stuff. What actually makes him elite is instincts, patience, timing, positioning, and basketball IQ. Watch him closely on a possession and you'll notice something. He's not reacting. He's already read the play before it happens. When a guard picks up their dribble near the paint, most 7-footers panic and jump. Wemby waits. He's watching where the ball handler's shoulders are turning, where the passing lane opens up, whether this is actually a shot attempt or a fake. That split second of patience is why attackers hesitate around him. They know he's not going to bite on the first thing he sees. That's the real dominance. Not height, discipline.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander blocked away again. Signal, challenge, replay.
Here's the biggest mistake most defenders make. They stand straight up, they cross their feet trying to keep pace, and they lunge instead of sliding. That's how you get beat off the dribble every time. Wemby avoids all three. He stays low, even at his height. Bent knees, low center of gravity, ready to move any direction. He slides instead of crossing his feet. The second your feet cross, you're off balance and done. He closes out under control. Instead of flying at a shooter and getting blown by, he sprints most of the way, then chops his feet down to a controlled stop with his chest square to the ball.
It's in the paint, not settling for three-point contested shots.
Oh my goodness. Wembanyama rejecting the...
Try this drill, the low slide ladder. Set up two cones about 10 feet apart. Slide side to side, staying low, chest square, feet never crossing for 30 seconds. This single drill fixes 90% of the footwork mistakes that get players scored on. This is where most players sabotage themselves. They see a shot going up and they jump as high as they can, swipe down at the ball, and either foul or fly completely out of the play. Wemby does the opposite. It's timing over height.
Blocked by Victor.
He can handle.
Blocks the shot by Vucevic, takes it away.
He watches the shooter's release point, not the takeoff, and jumps a beat later than you'd expect. He uses verticality, arms straight up, no leaning into the shooter's space, which is completely legal and nearly impossible to shoot over cleanly.
He's making Devin Booker work on that end of the floor.
Wembanyama rejects screen, and then got Williams. 2 straight blocks.
And here's the discipline part. He doesn't bite on pump fakes. If you jump every time someone fakes a shot, you're not defending, you're gambling. Stay on the ground, hands high, and let the shooter make the first real move. Great defenders stop plays before they even happen, and it starts with what you're actually watching.
Or rather, that was Harper with the clamp, but Porter Jr. Rejected on the dunk by Wembanyama.
Wemby doesn't watch the ball. He watches the hips. The ball can be faked, the eyes can be faked. The hips always tell you where the body is actually going next. He tracks passing lanes the same way, positioning himself to disrupt a pass before it's even thrown. On top of that, he knows when to rotate and help a teammate, and just as importantly, when to stay home on his own man instead of overhelping and leaving someone wide open. That balance, help without abandoning your assignment, is what separates smart defenders from athletic ones. So here's the payoff. Wemby's greatest defensive skill isn't blocking shots, it's making players afraid to take them in the first place. Watch possessions where he doesn't record a single block, no stat, nothing on the highlight reel, and you'll still see the driver take a worse angle, hesitate, or kick the ball back out instead of finishing. That's not luck. That's him controlling space with his length without ever gambling for it and altering the shot before it's even attempted. Elite defense isn't about collecting blocks. It's about influencing decisions. If the offense is uncomfortable before they have even acted, you've already won that possession.
Don't make contact with Victor. Don't keep going vertical. That lob is there every time. Oh.
Wembanyama the block.
Here's your 15 to 20 minute defensive workout, broken into 4 5-minute blocks. Do this consistently a few times a week. Great defense isn't built from chasing highlights. It's built from repeating the boring fundamentals until they're automatic. So let's bring this all the way back to the start. The next time you step on the court, don't chase blocks and control the game like Wemby. That's really the whole message of this video. It's not about height, it's not about a highlight reel, it's about discipline. Stay low. Watch the hips, not the ball. Time your jump instead of just jumping high. And remember, the goal isn't to swat every shot, it's to make the offense uncomfortable before they even decide what they're doing. That's the difference between a good athlete and a great defender. Now here's the thing, knowing this stuff is one part of the equation. Actually building it into your game is the other part. So here's what I want you to do. Go back to that defensive workout I gave you. The slide drill, the closeout drill, the vertical contest drill, the reaction drill, and actually run it this week. Not someday, this week. 15 to 20 minutes, 3 times, and you will already start to feel the difference in your stance and your reaction time. And if you're a coach watching this, these are drills you can drop straight into a practice plan tomorrow. They don't need fancy equipment, cones, a partner, and a little discipline. If this video helped you understand defense differently, do me a favor and hit that like button. It genuinely helps this channel reach more players and coaches who need this exact breakdown. And if you haven't already, subscribe because we're going to keep doing this, breaking down real NBA habits and turning them into stuff you can actually use on your own court, not just trivia you forget 5 minutes later. I also want to hear from you.
Blocked by Victor. His way to the hoop. And there is Victor Wembanyama. Oh, mama!
Drop a comment below and tell me, which NBA player's game should we break down next? Maybe it's a lockdown perimeter defender. Maybe it's someone whose footwork is elite. Maybe it's an offensive skill instead of defense. I'm reading every comment, and your suggestion could be the next video on this channel. One last thing before you go. If you know a teammate, a player you coach, or anyone who's been getting beat off the dribble or fouling out trying to block shots, send them this video. This is exactly the kind of thing that clicks so much faster once you actually see it broken down step by step instead of just hearing play defense for the 100th time. Alright, that's it for this one. Get in the gym, run those drills, stay disciplined, and I'll see you in the next one.